A lot of golf have been played. I think Celine Boutier is feeling quite a bit of golf being played as well.
Celine played more holes than Ariya and Angel, and she's not even in the semifinal. She played 99 holes.
It's
Win, facing another deficit. This is how things began in this first semifinal. Ariya Jutanugarn won the first, and then at the second.
She's been playing some really good golf. Not only has she been hitting the ball well, but she's certainly been rolling her putts well.
She was 2 up when they got to the 6th, and Coughlin needed to make this just to tie the hole. So 3 down through 6, and it wasn't looking great. But as we said, Coughlin has trailed in every match this week. So Ariya's up there close for par. This was Coughlin for par after missing the green at 8.
See, just coaxing that ball down that hill.
And it still releases actually off the green. Be a supreme strategist and know where you need to land the ball to try to get somewhat close to the hole. Coughlin now, uphill par putt.
Will we see a concession here? It's a birdie putt for Jutanugarn.
I'd like to see one more putt, okay?
Yeah, she'll do with the speed of these greens. She'll see what Ariya can do with this first one. It's somewhat a formality, but you never know. This is downhill, and she's just gonna cozy it down there to give me range.
How strange is this, Karen, from this range to really not even be thinking about making it?
No, you're just trying to get it close. And I know that, you know, for the most part, most players are going to be fine with that. And, you know, Ariya's a great putter. You expect her to do it, but you just can't give up on the hole. You know, you just have to keep that hope going.
Mr. Coughlin, who has been so clutch this week, rallying late. Go ahead, kid.
Looks like she's going with the 6-iron.
They did play it from about the 250 range a couple of times, and it will be played up.
I mean, it'd be
interesting.
Be interesting. I mean, if you could hit a drive, I mean, I don't know if she's long enough, but if you could drive it onto the green and be long and chip back down, that's not a bad play. I don't know if this is going to keep her on the flat, Kay, with this club. Oh, just pushed it.
Yeah, there's a mogul out there that you either end up shy of or
didn't complete her backswing properly.
Coughlin at 11.
Going with a hybrid. And again, it's just committing to trying to hit a certain distance, but a little bit out of your control how it hits and releases.
Both of these shots are going all just through a divot. Both of these shots.
Hold it at 13. Brilliant at 16 to close out the match. And back we go to the first semifinal, and Ariya Jutanugarn at 11.
Coming in with a lofted wedge off a slight downhill lie, 89 yards to the hole. And Karen, I don't think that there's really an ideal place to leave yourself with this front hole location at all.
The bounce, double check. Coughlin second at 11.
Little 60-degree wedge from roughly 60 yards. And that's the best that either of them could do. Tough.
It really is. I think that would have been a good hole location if they'd moved the tee up and allowed the players to play over the green and then chip back down to it.
Karen, you talked about it. She's gone to the 18th in all 5 of her matches. She even had to go to a playoff hole Friday to get out of group play. She beat Lucy.
Exactly how it needs to be done. Can she duplicate what Ariya Jutanugarn just did with this putt. It's uphill with left to right break.
Her touch has been pretty good. Okay, her lag putting.
Yeah, not so much right there.
It was a two-putt yesterday in the quarterfinals that she needed to win that match against Steph Kiriakou, and she ran that first.
Anybody do it better this week? I mean, it's been so impressive.
So Ariya looking on, already in with par. Coughlin to tie the hole and stay 2 down.
And this was a perfect example of the advantage of going first on a shot and being able to execute and then put pressure on your opponent. Coughlin with 4 feet for par.
Pretty clutch.
Since the last time she played here, she's won a couple of times. She's played on a winning Solheim Cup team. First appearance in that event.
Ariya going with an 8-iron.
Can't be a very big one here, Kay, for her.
Well, she pulled that with a draw.
I think it was too much club. I think
she just tried to ease into that a little.
I do, absolutely do.
Maybe a little opening for Coughlin, one of the very best ball hitters in the world.
Lauren is going with a 6-iron, which I think that's plenty of club for her as well.
Not much wind out there though, Kay, is there?
No, just a little teeny bit of air movement.
Slight advantage. All right, second shot at the par 3 13th for Coughlin.
Plenty of green to work with, which helps out a lot, and she really managed that one nicely. The trajectory of the shot and where she wanted it to land.
Jutanugarn is left of the green and a lot less of it to work with.
This is a shot that we've seen so many times throughout the play here at Shadow Creek, or in this case left, you end up with a downhill lie, pretty severe downhill lie, chipping out of the rough to a firm green with not much green to work with.
Quiet, please.
It's very easy for the ball to stay up in this rough, Kay. We've seen that a few times too.
Yeah, you end up either kind of dumping it or hitting underneath it, or you catch too much ball and it releases well beyond the hole. Very difficult to execute. Just perfectly struck shot and landed in the ideal spot of rough.
Nice.
Well, that was quite good, top notch. Even that released out a good 4 feet, but that was really nice.
She hit the spot that she was trying to, didn't she?
She did. I mean, for her and Angel, both players who hit the ball a long way, to have such soft hands around the green, very impressive.
I'd say that's why she's won a couple of majors.
This is true. I think she won the US Open at Shoal Creek.
Yeah.
And
she
had
did, yeah.
And she had to have some short game magic to go ahead and do that there too.
She had to rally. She had a huge lead, lost it on that Sunday on the back nine. Yeoju Kim was just waiting in the clubhouse. They went to that aggregate playoff, which was a first, two-hole playoff, and she had to really scramble just to force an extra hole in that one and wound up outlasting Yeoju. Par putts here.
Ariya had not been playing very well coming into this week. She wasn't confident with her swing. And so she really lowered her expectations. And I'd have to say she's had to have far exceeded her expectations daily and even to this point. This putt pretty straight back uphill.
I think sometimes when you are struggling with your game and your opponent, and you're only playing against one person every time, the mountain doesn't seem quite so high. Field of 144 players, it's just you and one person every day.
As you've said, Karen, this match play format is very personal, and I think it allows you to really focus more and really get into your shot, because you don't really think about the future or the past. It's really about this hole, this shot, and that's the way you should play week in and week out, but match play sort of emphasizes that.
Sure does.
A big putt here for Coughlin, this to stay 2 down with 5 to go.
Two good threes there.
Had the best putting year of her career last year, and not a coincidence that she broke through to
7 from the left, which means it's on that left-hand, kind of front left-hand side of the green, which is protected by a pine tree. Number one goal is to try to get it in the fairway as far down there as you can to have the shortest club in, and even with that, it's going to be very difficult to get it close to this hole today.
Yes, because everything, as you were saying, kicks to the right around that green and on the green.
Ariya with the long iron, taking it down the left-hand side with a little draw, hoping it will kick to the right.
Still trickling. There it comes.
The putting green. That one conceded, so it's a 4 for Angel.
Coughlin at 14.
Yeah, going with the driver and her patented fade, taking it down the left side.
Just quite short, so that'll be an interesting chip.
Lauren Coughlin at 14.
144 yards to the front, downhill lie. I think she wants to land us right in the shade of that pine tree and hope it bounces favorably.
So yeah. There's just no way to get that.
Jutanugarn.
From the left-hand side of the fairway, a couple paces ahead of Coughlin. That was a 9-iron. I couldn't tell if it tipped the branch or got through there cleanly.
It's going to come back a little bit. Just hitting the green at 14 is
Well, you just can't
been
get
a feat.
You just can't get it close.
Certainly standing a little bit further on when she looked at the distance.
That could have ended the match, potentially. Here's Coughlin for birdie at 14.
Relatively speaking, I think this is a more straightforward putt. Uphill, gently, right to left the entire way. Whereas Jutanugarn's going to face a putt that almost rides a little spine, and it's very difficult to read.
Yeah, it'll make Jutanugarn feel like she has to keep this a little bit more to the right, won't it, Kay? It's very hard to...
Ariya at the 14th for birdie.
And Karen, what I'm talking about is if her ball were 1 or 2 paces to the right of the green, it would have filtered all the way down near Coughlin. This little spine almost creates a double breaker. Like a little right to left, a little left to right, then right to left.
Oh, that is
and that was
just
really nicely done. Yeah.
Amazing.
I always found if you're a little in doubt of the break, just focus on the speed. The speed is always going to win and get you relative.
Green, so that's a 4. Angel will have a chance to win the hole.
And back at the 14th, Coughlin for par. So steady all week. Some huge par saves. And she'll stay 2 down with 4 to go. She has rallied late to win a couple of matches. She's 2-up lead for Ariya Jutanugarn at the 15th.
Yeah, going with long iron off the tee, 4-iron. Trying to hit a low shot up the right side.
Keep it here for Coughlin.
Going with the driver and putting full trust in her high fade.
You say perhaps slight advantage, but we've seen how quickly that can change. Jutanugarn.
Well, she had a hybrid out initially, and I think her caddy talked her out of that, and she's going back to the 4-iron. She is one of the few players out here that can hit a 4-iron beautifully, but it is out of the rough, so it's going to have a lot of heat on it when it hits the green.
Has to be thinking about putting this at least left half of the green, Kay.
Absolutely. Oh, struck it nice, but it will hop and release. I think it's all.
Well, she has to. I mean, she has to do something. I mean, now she's relying on getting a line from.
Yeah, from Sackstrom.
Yeah.
Coughlin's second at 15.
Well played shot there, but still gonna be a tricky putt. I mean, oof. This golf course, I'm sitting here in the booth looking at this course thinking it must be driving the players slightly crazy because it is so hard to play. I mean, just having to be so precise, having to be so disciplined with your targets, knowing that you're going to have to accept a 30, 40 footer sometime. Because that's the best you can do. And for players to accept that, that's really a difficult thing to do. Like, accept.
We're back at the 15th, and Ariya Jutanugarn with Coughlin on the green. A long putt for birdie for her. Ariya trying to get it up there cozy.
Walked all the way up, and particularly over a little ridge that is 2/3 of the way to the hole, and I think she's going to have to land it just sort of at the top of the ridge, aiming well left to allow for left to right break. Oh, she took that lower and high, and that was pretty clever. How about that?
Wow, that's cozy.
Very
That's
impressive.
unbeatable.
Well, you said it, Karen. This is a player with just power to.
Incredible chip shot of Jutanugarn's. I mean, I would be hard pressed to see Coughlin get her putt that close. She if she knows this is a lot, quite a bit of left to right break, but I would imagine after watching Ariya, she's going to play this a little higher, a little more to her left. And she's got to get it up over the ridge, and it'll start speeding up and turning hard to the right. Uphill initially, then downhill. Didn't play it high enough or hard enough. Ooh.
Trouble for Coughlin.
She can perhaps give it a little less break and more firm because it has to go in.
Have to remember to do that though. Take some of that break out. So many players will keep it high by trying to hit it firmer.
Yes. How about that?
Superb.
Lauren Coughlin won't budge. And she keeps just that little bit of wiggle room. 2 down with 3 to play. But now both Jutanugarn.
As it was, but when she played Nelly Korda, she
Friday.
took it over this corner and had just an 8-iron in for her second. She's drawn this a little bit more. Depends on how it kicks the ridge. Lauren Coughlin going with driver. She'll aim a little bit left and use her fade. To the right.
Yep, because she doesn't carry it quite so far. She doesn't.
Actually, is that her 3 wood? Little downhill lie. Matter of how it will land and bounce.
And it just didn't quite carry, so it drifted off into the rough, short and right. What did Ariya opt for here? Okay.
She's going to just go with a 9-iron, so this obviously a layup because of the awkward stance and lie. This ensures it gets over the trees. Trying to ensure it stays in the fairway so she can have some chance of getting her 3rd close to the hole. We're going to try to land this 105, 110. Just has to get past that melt-away zone where the green just disappears, and she just cleared it. Coughlin walked all the way up to the whole location and really stood on a spot probably about 25 paces well left of that part of the green that melts away. The hard part is the ball's below her feet, and this ball is sitting down a little bit in this sticky rough. So it's going to be very difficult to get the kind of hit on it she wants. She needs some loft, and she's got to accelerate through this well. Yeah, she got some good height on that. Hit her landing spot. Oh man, was that the kind of shot she needed?
What a stunning shot.
I'm flabbergasted by that one. She made that look so easy, and it was not.
That's a tap-in birdie for Coughlin. She puts the pressure on Jutanugarn, and we talk about what a great ball striker she is. She's worked so hard on her short game and putting the last couple of years, and has it ever paid off? She won a little more than that.
Mm-hmm. That's what you don't want to leave it to chance. You just want to walk off with a win on the hole. If it goes in, then that's that done. Now Ariya still has an opportunity to tie her here.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the sportsmanship between these two. I mean, players are they're out here grinding, but you tip your hat and give a nod to someone when they pull off a fabulous shot, just like Ariya did on the last hole with that incredible chip shot.
Remember her applauding for Hyo-Joo Kim in that playoff at Shoal Creek, and then she went on to win it. So here's Jutanugarn to tie the hole.
Yeah, this putt is just outside of 25 feet with some left to right break. Yeah, she overread that one.
And Lauren Coughlin won't go away. And this has been the story for Coughlin all week. Hanging in there, going to 18.
I think this is a more user-friendly hole location, Kay, today than yesterday.
Certainly. This green, it's very shallow, and it's really like need to carry at 134 to ensure getting to the edge of the green. That plays down 9. And she has the 9 in her hand. Aiming towards the center of the green, hoping to use that slope. I don't know, but it kicked backwards instead of to the left. Bad luck there.
Some kind of a wedge here for Ariya coming up.
Some players were hitting as much as 8-iron. Warm air, we're playing at 2,000 feet. Again, it plays 9 yards down. I shouldn't think this is more than a wedge for Ariya.
With her left foot to get more on line.
Oh, it didn't carry. It is on the bank inside the penalty area line. Lucky it did not get.
Pitch shots coming up at the 17th with Ariya still 1 up.
Both players look in between clubs there. Ariya had 2 clubs out, went with 1.
Green, she only has a couple paces of green to work with, and it's sloping away from her.
This might be one of those ones that if you were playing with your friends, you'd play it out towards the bunker on the right, and I would see if you were playing with your friends, you'd play it out to the bunker on the right, a little more running, and get it to bank and bank back down towards the hole. That was un-Ariya-like and very difficult because that was so far above her feet. Just so easy to get underneath it.
Big opportunity for Coughlin here. One more look here, Karen.
I mean, look at this, just right underneath it. I mean, she's trying to play the perfect shot to land it just right on the edge of the green. And you can see that if you're taking a straight line at that flag, you can't get it to stop anyway. You almost have to use imagination and use those slopes. It goes against everything that you want to do as a player.
Especially if you're as good as Ariya is. And so now Coughlin, Kay, up and down to force an 18th and tie it up.
Yeah, and relatively speaking, this is so much easier. It still has its own difficulties coming off the primary rough, has a little bit of a downhill lie, green sloping away, and also has a lot of right to left break. See if she can cozy this within the shadow that the flag has created. No, stays a good 5 feet away.
That'll be for par for Ariya.
Grant, this is 15 feet downhill, and as we saw with Lauren's chip, it actually kind of levels out about in a 3-4 feet circle around this hole. And she's going to concede the par putt to Lauren. Well, here we go.
tied from 3 down early in the match for a second straight day. She was 3 down to Steph Kyriakou, came back to win it. 3 down early here. And this is Lauren Coughlin, isn't it? This is what we've seen.
Every single match.
They're tied at 18.
And as a driver for Coughlin, her patented fade down the left center, beautifully done.
Well, it was good that she had the tee, had the honor on this. Allows her to put the pressure on Ariya now.
And Ariya going with her long iron. Gonna sacrifice some distance for accuracy.
Wanting it to... Oh, good. You've got the right hop, the hop left back.
Win for the second time, the LPGA Tour. Second spot in the championship match on the line here at the 18th, all tied. Ariya Jutanugarn and Lauren Coughlin, and Ariya to go first.
The hole is placed just on to that top shelf. Jutanugarn going with an 8-iron, trying to carry this 160 and let it release. Oh, did not carry. Ooh. Hit into the face of the bunker and is back in the sand. Shocking.
It's the second shot that's come up a bit short for her.
The Ariya hit from 9-iron in hand. Coming off a good level lie. That was a solid swing with great balance. Oh, is it going to be too much, or will it come back?
Here it comes.
Back.
Oh, it's coming back a lot. Is she going to do it again at 18? The Solheim Cup back. And now on the verge of wriggling off the hook once again. Yesterday afternoon in the quarterfinals against Steph Kyriakou, 3 down. Came back to win it in regulation. And here 3 down early against the 2-time major champion, Ariya Jutanugarn. She was 3 down at the 7th hole, going to 8, and here she...
As the Swan is enjoying the penalty area.